Hey guys, so I just wanted to make a sort of quick-ish video where I am ranking every single Radiohead album, and I know that seems very hard, but I feel like I've made a solid list ranking all 9 studio albums. I might be wrong. The live album, I'll just be doing the main 9 studio albums. That being Pablo Honey, The Bends, OK Computer, Kid A, Amnesiac, Hail to the Thief, In Rainbows, Tico, The King of Limbs, and Moonshaped Pool. Those are the main 9 that everybody knows, and I am going to be ranking all of those, from worst to best. And I will reveal you guys what I think. And I know my last video was about Radiohead too, but I just felt like I needed to make this right now. Considering that I officially have 2 Radiohead albums. I got this one a while back. The Benz, it was the cheapest and it was the fastest to deliver. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get it. It's a good album, and I'm gonna get it. I'll let you guys know what I think about that. And then In Rainbows, which I just got today, because I was like, yeah, this is a good album too. I'm also gonna get this. And look at that cover art. I really like that cover art. I just gotta say. But those are the 2 Radiohead albums that I have, and I'm gonna be ranking all of them. And hopefully, I get to have more vinyls one day. But oh, sorry, not vinyls, records. I keep saying vinyls accidentally, even though I know that that's not even, like, proper. But let me just continue onto the list. All right, starting off at number 9 is, you probably expected this. I mean, it's Pablo Honey. It's the debut album. It's not very good. Well, it's not that it's not good. It's just not, like, great at all. It's a very subpar album. It's a 5 on Pitchfork, at least I'm pretty sure. And I could definitely see why. It's just very middle of the road. It's not great. And compared to all of Radiohead stuff, it's just a very, like, bland album. The thing about Radiohead is that they push the limits of music, pretty much. And I know that sounded very cheesy, but they kind of do. And Pablo Honey just does not do that at all. And I feel like that's how I should rank it. Now, number 8. Amnesiac. And I know, I'm so sorry. You guys are going to judge me so hard, but I'm putting Amnesiac down here. I think it's Kid B. It's not Kid A, it's Kid B. It's Kid A rejects, but it's not bad at all. Like, after Pablo Honey, the albums just get, like, they're good from then on. They're not like Pablo Honey where it's just subpar. They're all pretty good from here. And I just feel like Amnesiac does not stand on its own. I mean, it has some highlight tracks, like obviously Pyramid Song, which is a fan favorite. There is also Knives Out, which I really like. You and Who's Enemy. And yeah, I feel like those are some standout tracks, but it does stand as its own Radiohead album. But I just feel like it's not on the same levels as the other ones because it doesn't push the boundaries for music. And next is The King of Limbs, which actually I would say does. And number 7, King of Limbs. I really like this album, and it's because it's just so, like, experimental, I guess you could say. Side A is just, it's great. It's really good. And side B also does the same. Some people have said it's too, like, electronic. It's too risky or whatever, but, like, no, I just really like it, and I feel like it has some solid tracks like Lotus Flower, Codex, which is one of the most beautiful Radiohead songs. What else? There's Bloom, the intro, which I like. I don't know why some people don't like it, but I do like it. And I do feel like those are the main highlight tracks off this album, and that's where I'm putting The King of Limbs. And I know some people won't like me for putting it there, but I just feel like any ranking for Radiohead albums is, like, okay. At least if you don't put, like, Pablo Honey at number 1. That'd be just unforgivable. Next at number 6 is, and some people might not like me for this, but The Bends. And The Bends is a fantastic album. It's very good. Obviously, I have it on on vinyl, and it's a very good sounding album. It has a lot of standout tracks, actually. The main ones are that song "Creepy." No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. It has some standout tracks, such as one that I just listened to like a second ago, "Bones," which I think is pretty close to like grungy almost. Um, and then it has one of my favorite Radiohead songs, "Fake Plastic Trees," which is very beautiful and nice to sleep to sometimes. And next is I'm blanking. "High and Dry." "High and Dry" is a very good song. It's a little bit basic, so it's kind of losing its flair for me, but it's still good. Obviously, "Street Spirit," also "Fade Out," and "Fade Out" is one of the best, just Radiohead closers of all of them, and I feel like it's in my top 3 favorites, definitely for sure, and it's it's just a very good album. I mean, there's nothing really bad to say about it. I will say this, it's like very plain and it's not too easy to come back to. And I don't usually come back to it, but sometimes I look through my vinyls, my collection, and I'm like, you know what, I'll listen to this. And then I just listen to it, and I have a great time, always. Also, I forgot to mention it has Black Star, which is a fantastic song. Really sad, but great. Even though it's a bit overrated in my opinion. Like, people have said that it's underrated, but like everybody likes the song. Like, seriously. Next on the rankings is "Hail to the Thief," and "Hail to the Thief" has like my favorite atmosphere of any Radiohead album. I don't know why, but the cover art is just, it's just a work of art, basically. It's amazing. The colors look a bit like, maybe like they're not very pleasing to the eye, but in my opinion, it has one of the best atmosphere. I feel cold while listening to the album in the absolute best way possible, and I think at this point, Radiohead really started to crank it up a little bit, up there, and I just feel like it's a very solid album. Some highlights would include, I don't ever know how to pronounce it, Mixo, I don't know how to pronounce it, man, but you know what it's called if you listen to Radiohead, if you've ever seen "Hail to the Thief." But yeah, that song, There is one of my favorite Radiohead songs, just in my opinion, one of the most like artistically beautiful Radiohead songs, and Tom York has praised it, I'm pretty sure, but There, absolutely great song. The other one, "A Punch Up at a Wedding," great song. Deserves way more love. "A Wolf at the Door" deserves way more love. "We Suck Young Blood" deserves a lot more love. Actually, I'd say it's pretty sad. And that's just, those are the main highlight tracks. I'm probably forgetting a few because, oh yeah, 2 plus 2 equals 5. Now every time I see like a 2 plus 2 thing, like reference in a video or something, I always think about 2 plus 2 equals 5. And it's just, it's just a great album, and it has my favorite atmosphere, so, I mean, that says a lot. Next up on the list is Kid A. Kid A is a 10 out of 10 album. It's freaking fantastic, and there's not much else to say about it. I mean, there is a lot to say about it. First of all, it's artistically like one of the biggest left turns in all of music history. It is phenomenal in the way that it's just, people were expecting like OK Computer Part 2, but instead they got this really just awesome, like, I don't know how to say it, like, the instruments are mainly a lot of looping and stuff like that. Some main highlight tracks are, obviously, probably my favorite Radiohead song, "How to Disappear Completely." It's just the story behind it. If you want to know the story behind it, look up on YouTube the story behind the best Radiohead song, and you'll find one about how to disappear completely, and it'll just tell you all about the backstory, and it's great. It's fantastic. Morning Bell, awesome. The national anthem, amazing. Motion picture soundtrack, a bit overrated, but I still love it. Kid A, just really nice atmosphere. Obviously, Idiotech is great, and you know, the intro track, "Everything in Its Right Place," has really grown on me. I mean, at first I really did not like it at all, and I was like, yesterday I woke up sucking a lemon, what? But now I get it. It's all about the music, man. It's about the music and not the lyrics. And obviously, all those songs are great standouts. Even every single song on this album is a standout, I gotta say. Tree Fingers is just great to sleep to, underrated for sure. And yeah, that's where I'm putting Kid A, number 4. Most people put it in their top 3, but I have another one to put in my top 3. And number 3 being A Moon-Shaped Pool. Whenever I come back to this album, I get more and more impressed with it, and that's why I think it's one of the best Radiohead albums. And I mean, first of all, I gotta say, it's so sad. All the songs on this album are standout. I mean, I could list them, but I'll just say my main favorites. True Love Waits, the most beautiful Radiohead song of all time, if not tied for the most beautiful. It is like so sad. It's the saddest Radiohead song for sure. Then is Tinker Tailor Soldier, whatever it's called. I really cannot remember the names of these like long songs, and I know that makes me sound like a Radiohead noob, but seriously, these are like ingrained in my heart, but it's hard to say them. Next, Burn the Witch, one of my favorite intros to a Radiohead album, just great. What else? Full Stop, great. Dex Dark, just great. All these songs are very great, and I don't know what else to say about it. I mean, it's a Moon-Shaped Pool, everybody. One of the best albums of last decade, and one of the best of 2016. So, yeah, A Moon-Shaped Pool is at my number 3. It's in the Holy Trinity, in my opinion. Although I would say Kid A more inclines with the Holy Trinity that most people say, but like, it's not as easy to come back to as Moon-Shaped Pool. But number 2 is the most easy Radiohead album to come back to, in my opinion. It's between two. It's between the two greats. In Rainbows. And In Rainbows is my personal favorite Radiohead album. Obviously, I just got the vinyl for it, but it's just great, and it's kind of an experience too. In Rainbows is grew on me, definitely, for sure. Some main standout tracks. I could just say the top 5 for these, honestly, if I were to say standout tracks, but I would say Videotape, just the most underrated Radiohead song of all time. Most people would put it in their bottom, but I would put it in my top 5, if not top 4. And it's a very good song, so sad. Pay attention to the lyrics the next time you listen to it, and then you'll really know what I'm talking about. Next is another standout for sure. Weird Fishes, probably the favorite Radiohead track of most fans, most hardcore fans. That, or I'd say the main ones being Let Down, which I'll come back to in a little bit. And those are the main standout tracks of In Rainbows. Actually, no, what am I saying? There's more. Obviously, there's Jigsaw, which is probably my second or first favorite. I'm in between 2, and the other one being Nude. Nude is sonically the most beautiful, not lyrically, but sonically the most beautiful song on the whole entire album, and all of Radiohead, possibly. And I keep trying to go forward, but there's more to talk about in Rainbows. Body Snatchers, just outside my top 5, but still great. 15 Step, just below that, but a great intro to an album. What else would it be in the top 5? I'm blanking here. I really am blanking, but All I Need would go in my top 5. And those are the main ones. House of Cards is a little bit, I don't really like House of Cards that much, and I feel like that's the main difference. House of Cards is the main difference between In Rainbows and OK Computer. And speaking of OK Computer, that is my number 1. OK Computer, a masterpiece in music, just as a whole, an absolute masterpiece. One of the best albums of all time, or at least as I have heard. And by that I mean as I've listened to. This is one of the best I've ever heard. OK Computer, just all the tracks on this are standout. Let me list a few good ones. Obviously, Karma Police is great. Paranoid Android obviously one of the best Radiohead songs of all time. What else? Subterranean Homesick Alien has grown less on me, and I think I would change the rankings that I did for my last video. It changed just barely a little bit, but it's changed. Exit Music, obviously. No Surprises, probably my favorite song on the whole album now. I mean, it's just great. Did I say Karma Police? I think I did. Lucky, which is just underrated in my opinion. And even Fitter Happier, the shortest and what most people would rank as the lowest song on the whole album, is still so, like, warning. It's so great. It's freaking, it's scary to listen to, but it's amazing. And Climbing Up the Walls, like, one of the most overrated Radiohead songs. It's not that bad, but it takes a while. It takes a while to like it, and I think I'll like it eventually a lot, but for now, I don't really like it that much. And that's about it. Electioneering, first of all, that's one of the most underrated courses. And the last thing I have to say is The Tourist is underrated for sure. The Tourist is very good. One of my favorite closers of Radiohead. I mean, all of them are great closers. Let's think about that. Yeah, that's the ranking. Number 9, Pablo Honey. Number 8, Amnesiac. Number 7, T. Cole. Number 6, The Bends. Number 5, Hail to the Thief. Number 4, Kid A. Number 3, Amushe Pool. Number 2, In Rainbow is my personal favorite. Number 1, OK Computer, the king, or actually the queen of Radiohead albums. And I feel like that's the ranking. So if you guys want to see more of this, please like the video. I think that's like one of the most favorable rankings, and I haven't seen many rankings, but I would just assume. I mean, these are some of the most popular, but that's how I'd rank them. Thank you guys for watching. I would always appreciate if you guys liked, and if you want to see more of this, definitely subscribe if you can, or if you want to. I'm not pressuring or anything, but that would help me a lot. And thank you guys for watching this video and sitting through it, even if you didn't sit through it and you're just skipping to the end to see my number 1. I appreciate you guys watching. So thank you guys. Bye. That's my ranking.